Alright, so I received a letter of support, and the person gave permission to share his letter. It's a nice letter. I wanted to share it and, share some positive energy, which is always needed in what I do. But this is what the person said. It says, Sifu Freddie Lee, you are my Sifu. Hi Freddie, my name is James. I'm from Belfast, Northern Ireland in the United Kingdom. I've been watching the channel for a long time now, and today I got the feeling that I had to send you a message of support for all that you are doing. If I lived anywhere close to your headquarters, I would be training with you, no doubt. I fell in love with Bruce Lee when I was around 6 years old. I turned 30 this year, so about 24 years ago. I watched all his movies and read all his books, and I must say that you are so refreshing to hear when it comes to talking about the martial arts. This MMA stuff that is happening right now is just legalized killing, and for a long time I thought there was something wrong with me because I didn't enjoy it, and that Bruce would not have supported it at all. Then I came across one of your hater videos that someone had made about you, and he was completely bashing you. So I thought I would check out who this guy was talking about. That is how I came across you, Freddie, from one of your haters videos. So even if people don't like you and are making videos hating on you, someone who has an open mind will see through all the bullshit and find out what is real by themselves. And Freddie, you are the realest person on YouTube. I myself do not train at a martial arts school, mainly because nowadays all schools seem to be tournament based, MMA based, and in general just competition based. You should not have to compete with anyone other than yourself. I train the martial arts at my home, where I have a gym built. It suits me completely. Martial arts is about the mind, more so in my opinion than physical. Yes, one should improve physically, which is very important, but without training the martial arts of the mind, one could end up in a cage looking to kill the person standing in front of them. It is more about the art than the martial. It is a thing of beauty, but unfortunately in 2016 everything is about winning and being the best. But if you just be the best version of yourself, then you win every time. You are taking martial arts to new heights, and with me being one of Bruce Lee's mega fans, it says something about you that I'm sending you an email praising you. You can reach places that Bruce could never reach because we live in a different time today. Even when Bruce was alive, I would not have been able to send him an email encouraging him. That simple thing alone shows how different today is. You have a beautiful family and live a beautiful life, and as Bruce said to me, ultimately martial arts means honestly expressing yourself, and you're doing that amazingly. Thank you for all that you do, Freddie, and look forward to your future videos. So that's the message. Thank you for the message. It means a lot, and I thank you and I thank the supporters out there. It's great from when I think about when I started this whole YouTube thing. It was great connecting with people all over the world, and I'm thankful to be here. And I've gone through some rough times with the whole YouTube community, and things that happened in the past, and me getting booted off, and then finally a year later coming back unexpectedly. I'm just thankful to be back. I don't want to create enemies. I don't want to create arguments, but it's nice to be able to connect with people that share the same values as yourself. And I'm thankful to get the positive energy. That the positive energy is absolutely necessary. It's a lot of negativity out there, and somebody sent me a recent message asking me to turn on the comments, and I just can't, because there's just too much negativity. If I could keep the positive and get rid of the negative, I would. But you can't, I mean, there's, with the positive will come the negative. And that's just how life is. So sometimes I receive messages of support, and sometimes I receive messages of hate, and it's just a part of what it is. But it's nice to connect with other people that share my values. And Bruce Lee was a big inspiration, and others have been inspired by him. And it's like we're all students of him, all doing our own thing of what we think is right. Would Bruce have supported MMA? In my eyes, he wouldn't have. In this person's eyes, he wouldn't have. But I just recently saw a video with other people that were fans of Bruce that thought he would support the MMA. Shannon Lee, or she's friends with the president of the MMA. She ended up putting him in a video game. If Bruce Lee was alive, would he have supported it? We don't know. But fact of the matter is, MMA is very powerful. The how much influence it has over the society, and how much money they have backing up that organization, and that's a lot to turn against. Even Bruce Lee's former student Danny Insano, I think he benefits from training some of these fighters, and to turn against something so big with so much money. The MMA is basically bigger than Bruce Lee. The Bruce Lee Foundation, I don't know exactly how much money is accumulated through all these years, but it might be $500 million, and that's a period of like about 50 years. That's really nothing compared to what MMA has been able to accumulate. They're saying MMA is worth over 4 point something $billion, and that's only a period of probably over a decade. So there's a lot of money involved, and for anybody to speak against the MMA, they're gonna get persecuted. They're gonna get hung. They're gonna get crucified like Jesus was crucified. And would have Bruce Lee stood against that as an individual? I really don't know. But if Bruce Lee was still alive and he did support the MMA, I don't think I could do the same. I feel something in my heart telling me that that's not the way. That's not real martial arts. That's not the thing. And it's something beyond Bruce Lee to me. But because he's not here living, breathing, to specifically comment on MMA, specifically, based on his past statements in his books, in his interviews, in his movies, he's pretty much speaking against the MMA. It's just a different label that they used back then. Maybe he would speak against karate or styles, spoke against rules, spoke against tradition. He's about breaking away from limitations. In his logo, in his gravestone, it has been engraved. Use no limitation is limitation. And if you look at it, MMA is full of limitations. So it's up to us, the people who truly are followers of Bruce, not just fans of Bruce, but people who actually study his teachings. And not just his teachings, but his teachings come from the teachings of the East. So when you become a true student of Bruce, a true disciple of Bruce, you're becoming a student of Eastern philosophy. You're becoming a disciple of the Eastern ways. And when you learn to understand the Eastern ways, you'll know in your heart that what is going on is not the way, and it is not martial arts. I don't need a living Bruce to tell me that. I know that. And this person that wrote me this message, these are the types of people that are out there that know, just like I know, that what's going on is not the real. So I'm about the real. I'm not about the fantasy. So I'm about the real martial arts. I'm about reality. And it is sad that Bruce Lee is probably one of the only real martial artists that has ever become famous worldwide. To be an inspiration for others to follow. It is sad. I wish there were more individuals to be inspired by, but there aren't. So what ends up happening is we need to build our own following without Hollywood, without the UFC, but simply through our own individual expression, through the people that we meet directly, through our presence in social media, to get the word out there, to let people know that there's something else out there that's beyond what they see in mass media. I see that the people that are true to the real martial arts are the people that are true to the real life dangers out there in this world. That it's not a game. That what we train for is survival. And there truly are no rules. And we truly are free to do what's necessary in order to defend ourselves. And there's very few people in this population that will practice the real martial arts. Most of everybody has become fighters in one way or another. But I want to represent the real martial arts. And I know there's other people out there that are representing. Because I've met some. I know some. And people are contacting me every so often, letting me know that they're one of them. And one of my biggest goals is to gather these people up together to create our own little community as another alternative, as an alternative to combat sport. You know, combat sport will always be there. Football will never die. Not anytime soon. I just recently saw an article with Will Smith just speaking about how disappointed he was from how little of an impact the movie Concussion had on football, on the NFL. It's gotten too big. There's no turning back. Doesn't matter how dangerous football is. It's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep continuing. And it's the same thing with the MMA. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's not gonna stop. It's here to stay. Football's here to stay. MMA's here to stay. Boxing's here to stay. Wrestling's here to stay. But what I'm saying is that I want the public to know that there's something beyond this combat sport. There's something that is real. The real martial artists out there in this world. Bruce Lee was one of them. and I'm another one of them. And there's more real martial artists out there. It's just that they're hidden. My goal and my objectives is to bring them together to represent something different. You know. So in today's time, we do need another Bruce Lee. Not just another Bruce Lee, but we need more Bruce Lees. More individuals representing the real martial arts. So thank you for the support. The positive energy is definitely needed. The negative energy is pretty overwhelming. And it's not easy doing what I do without the support. Luckily, I get positive energy from my family, from my students, and I'm thankful for the support that I get on YouTube. And I hope to grow. I just want to create like a separate home for martial artists and just have the fighters do their thing while the martial artists do their thing, and not have people confused into mislabeling, into thinking that a fighter is a martial artist or that a martial artist is a fighter. I feel that people out there need to be more educated into what the martial arts is, and there needs to be more respect for martial artists. I just got finished watching a national news broadcast completely disrespecting the Chinese people in this culture. Completely disrespecting it. Outwardly racist. And I think that's just very sad. And this is just a recent broadcast. Things haven't changed. There's a lot of disrespect going out to the East. A lot of disrespect to the Chinese culture. And that was what Bruce was fighting against. He was fighting against disrespect towards the Chinese. He wanted the Chinese to have respect. And then they had to kill him. And they continually disrespect the Chinese people and his culture. Where is the respect for the Chinese? I'm trying to gain that respect back by what I do. That's a part of my work. And I appreciate the people that give me the respect. Thank you.